Catherine's rule could change the monarchy into a world force for progress and unity. While staying true to royal custom, her leadership could get countries to work together to solve the world's toughest problems. Catherine could start game-changing projects like global exchange programs and a World Citizen Award. This would make the monarchy a force for unity and real change around the world. Could Catherine's guidance bring together young people who are innovators from all over the world? What would happen to the monarchy's power in the modern world if it gave an award for world unity? 20. Fashion Revolution. Catherine could totally change royal fashion by introducing styles that are eco-friendly, open to everyone, and creative. Imagine if she worked with makers of color and recycled materials to turn the monarchy's closet into a showcase of eco-friendly designs. She plans a fashion show at Buckingham Palace, and each outfit has a story behind it, telling where it came from and what cause it supports. This would make Catherine stand out from other royals, and also encourage people to wear native African clothes, along with new fashion technologies. Making this move would be brave and bring royal elegance up to date with the times. People are really loving this new royal style of clothing. Catherine could take it even further by rethinking how the government talks to people. There would be more connection and understanding between the royal family and the rest of the world if they made this change. 19. Shaping a modern royal legacy. Catherine might change the way people talk to the royal family. She held open houses at royal homes so that people could learn about history and meet the royal family in a more casual setting. Local artists, singers, and community projects could be showcased at these events, which would help people feel more connected and supported. A big part of making this happen would be social media. Imagine live shows of the royal couple's daily life, with Catherine taking questions from the public as they come in. Taking down the walls between the people and the royals would help people feel more connected to the government. Catherine could even bring royal customs like coronations up to date by adding multicultural dances or charity work. The monarchy would feel more in touch with the world today if it had a mix of past and progress. 18. Redefining the royal family. Catherine's commitment to mental health could change the way people talk about it around the world. She could start a global movement that includes online therapy, support groups, and a new kind of app that gives people free mindfulness exercises, professional help, and support from other people in the community. This wouldn't be a nice to have, it would be a lifeline for millions of people who are suffering alone. To make things even better, Catherine could work with world leaders to hold mental health meetings every year. These summits would raise awareness, push for better funding, and get rid of the stigma that surrounds mental health. There would be more than just talk at these events. They would also push for real answers. As more people support her vision, Catherine could shift her attention to early childhood development. This would give future generations the tools they need for a better, more stable future. 17. Early Childhood Revolution. Catherine may be known for her dedication to helping young children grow and learn. To make a difference, she could support programs that give parents and other adults caring for children the tools they need to build their character while they are still young. Catherine could make an online platform with help from experts around the world that gives families access to learning materials, parenting tips, and engaging webinars. This way, help can reach everyone in the world. Her plans could also include play-based learning programs that give kids from all walks of life an equal chance to succeed. To make sure that no child falls behind in school, she could bring mobile learning centers to rural and impoverished areas. As these attempts get bigger, Catherine could hold forums on childhood development every year at the royal palaces, where world leaders could share their ideas. Once everyone sees how much of an effect she has, Catherine would move on to her next goal, which is to spread kindness around the world. 16. Bridging cultures, building connections. Catherine's kindness and diplomatic skills could change how people around the world see Britain and how the Queen brings people together. She could fight for causes that affect many regions, like making sure that girls in developing countries can go to school. She could start a world volunteer program by working with foreign groups. This would connect people with causes that the royal family supports. Katherine's trips to different countries could turn into cultural diplomacy, in which she encourages people from different countries to talk about important problems like healthcare disparities and switching to renewable energy. She might even hold a summit at the palace once a year where world leaders, organizers, and experts get together to talk about how to solve problems that affect everyone. As these projects gain steam, Katherine's ability to bring together different groups would make news, taking attention away from political differences. With this base of respect, she could easily switch to supporting sustainability and environmental leadership. 15. Commitment to the environment. Katherine could be a leader in the fight against climate change by making the royal lands eco-friendly places to live. Think of Buckingham Palace as a green energy hub, complete with solar panels, organic food fields, and eco-friendly ways to handle trash. She could tell everyone about these plans and turn the palace gardens into eco-parks where people can learn about living in a way that doesn't harm the environment. Katherine could be in charge of global environmental programs like the Green Grant, which help fight problems like climate change, ocean pollution, and cutting down trees that are bad for the world. People would see that the monarchy is taking action to fix environmental problems and give local communities more power through these measures. Her influence could stretch to planning sustainable galas that encourage people to do things that are better for the environment. Katherine could also hold a yearly Earth Summit at the Royal Palace, where world leaders could come up with ideas for how to solve problems and make plans that can be put into action. Her legacy would combine traditional royal values with modern ways of doing things that are better for the Earth. 14. Vision for modern palaces. Katherine thought that royal homes could feature both old and new features, making them both beautiful and useful in today's world. People are welcome to come to Buckingham Palace for art fairs, cultural events, and public classes. Some areas could be turned into co-working places where artists and small businesses can work together, which would encourage creativity. The palace grounds could be turned into educational museums that teach people how to be more environmentally friendly by doing things like growing their own food. People could learn more about local culture through events like winter markets or summer fairs, and the money made could be put back into the community. By keeping royal estates alive and turning them into places of culture and new ideas, Katherine would show how the past can be kept alive and used in the present. Her method would show how important the monarchy is in today's world as a sign of progress, unity, and openness. 13. Katherine's vision for arts and culture. Katherine could turn the royal family into a place where many talented people can grow. She could start a royal arts fund to help artists of color and put their work on display in the royal house's common areas, making them creative hubs. She could also plan an international art and culture fair once a year that would take place in royal settings and include shows, performances, and programs. This would give dancers, artists, and actors a place to show off their skills. Scholarships and mentorships could be given away at art competitions, giving the next generation of creative people royal backing. To leave a lasting memory, Katherine could start a program that brings the arts into schools, especially in areas that don't have enough of them, by working with art centers and holding online masterclasses. Katherine would bring creativity into the monarchy by encouraging people to love the arts for a lifetime. This would also support cultural differences and forward thinking. 12. A new royal anthem. Katherine could choose a new royal anthem that brings people together across race lines and supports the idea of one country. A piece that speaks to people from all walks of life could be made with the help of artists from all over the world. At a concert happening all over the world at the same time, choirs and orchestras from different countries would perform the anthem for the first time. This would be a symbol of global unity. This song wouldn't just be for ceremonies. It could also be the anthem for causes that the monarchy supports, like getting people to care about mental health and protecting the environment. Imagine playing it at royal events to bring people together at important times. Katherine could get young musicians involved in making it and help up-and-coming composers, showing that she cares about developing ability. This would not only help younger people understand the monarchy better, but it would also show how Katherine wants to combine custom with real change. 11. Royal connection. Since Katherine is in charge of the royal family's social media, royal accounts could get very busy. Think about Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok being full of live-streamed events, policy talks, and polls where people can say what they think about important decisions. Her idea is to start a show called Royal Reflections, in which members of the royal family talk about their causes and build stronger ties with the people. Katherine could also hold funding events on social media to bring attention to global problems. This would make the royal family more approachable and appealing to people of color and younger generations. She could also use technologies like augmented reality to give people virtual tours of royal lands or make apps that let them live through historical events. These new ideas would combine old and new, making the government feel as modern and important now as it did hundreds of years ago. 10. Katherine's boost to royal soft power. Katherine could change the monarchy's effect on the world because she is popular, beautiful, and diplomatic. Imagine that her state visits turn into cultural events where she shares British culture and also accepts the traditions of the host country. Katherine could start humanitarian projects like building schools or health camps during these trips, making a real change that goes beyond just diplomacy. Katherine could set the stage for Britain to become a symbol of friendship and unity. She could invite world leaders, activists, scientists, and thinkers to the royal palaces and set up high-level political meetings to talk about issues like climate change, education, and mental health that affect people around the world. By doing these things, Katherine would not only speak for Britain, she would also help find answers. Katherine could encourage culture exchange while she works to improve diplomatic ties. Let's say she gives money to groups that send young leaders to other countries to learn new things and then bring those ideas back to the UK. As the world changes quickly, this would increase Britain's soft power, protect the Queen, and pave the way for even bigger steps to be taken in the future. 9. Royal balance. If Katherine became Queen, it would be hard for her to stay out of politics while still having a big effect. Through nonpartisan group projects, she could get people around the world to care about things like crisis relief, mental health, and protecting the environment. She could do this by putting together a royal advisory board with world leaders to talk about how to solve these problems without bringing politics into the royal family. By leading these conversations, Katherine could talk about problems that everyone agrees on while still having a say in things that matter to her. Helping causes that bring people together instead of dividing them would make her look like a better leader. Katherine could make sure that the advisory board has members from a range of fields to keep the monarchy in touch with what the people want. This method would combine impartial leadership with active participation, setting a new standard for strong political impact that is also fair. 8. Katherine's response to the public. People will be paying more attention because Katherine has a lot of political power and will be in charge of quality projects. Everything about her would be in the spotlight, from the clothes she wears to the charities she supports. Instead of staying away, Katherine might choose to be open and honest to connect with the people better. Imagine her giving State of the Nation talks from a kingdom, like a president of a country. Katherine could deal with criticism by giving people a place to say what they think, like a blog or both online and real-life town hall events. Being open to feedback would not only stop people from criticizing her, but it would also make the Queen seem more like a real person. Katherine's willingness to be open could encourage other famous people to do the same, which would encourage responsibility. If this kind of openness is done honestly, it will build trust and keep the royalty relevant in today's media-driven world. 7. Balancing family and royal duties. Katherine has shown that it is possible to be a responsible wife and mother while also doing royal tasks. This could change how people think about working monarchs in the future. She might show the rest of the world how to balance state banquets, school plays, and entertaining world leaders while also supporting her kids at school events. There could be family days on the royal calendar where parenting is the main focus. This would give the people a look into her own life as a mother. Catherine could also speak out for problems that affect families, like flexible childcare, parental leave, and early learning centers. These things she did as a royal would help connect her job as a princess to family life, which would make the monarchy more approachable. This approach would work for families all over the world, and it might also make it possible for future royal families to stay involved with modern family life. This would keep the government in touch with modern society. 6. Impact on her children. Catherine could have an impact on the next generation of royals by giving her children the right mix of traditional and modern skills to prepare them for their future roles. Imagine her giving them age-appropriate royal tasks to do, like holding small charity events or speaking out for causes that help young people. These events would not only be for show, they would also be learning experiences that would teach her kids about leadership, duty, and empathy from a very young age. Picture Catherine as urging each child to support causes that are important to them. One might be interested in protecting the environment, another in raising knowledge about mental health, and a third in using technology in the classroom. Catherine would make sure that their future roles in the monarchy are real and important by letting them find their own opinions. As they get older, Catherine could also bring the royal school system up to date by adding world awareness and useful skills. This plan would help her children find a balance between royal custom and the personal growth they need to connect with people and carry on the monarchy's traditions. 5. Catherine's commitment to family traditions. During Catherine's reign, royal customs might change in a way that makes them more open to everyone and in line with modern values. Imagine if she rethought important royal ceremonies by adding parts from different cultures and making them celebrations of history and unity around the world. A thought? Every year there is a royal family festival that combines traditional rituals with modern entertainment. There are cultural shows, interactive exhibits, and events to raise money for charity. She could also bring old customs like the Queen's Christmas speech to life by turning it into a live-streamed interactive event where people from all over the world can ask her questions. This human touch would make royal traditions more interesting and relatable, which would help them reach more people around the world. Catherine could plan royal events that focus on families, like open days at royal residences, where people can learn about the past of the monarchy in person. Not only would these efforts help keep royal customs alive, but they would also help them adapt to a world that is changing, making sure that they will still be useful in the future. 4. Royal innovation. A big change in technology could happen in the monarchy during Catherine's rule, making it easier for people around the world to understand and connect with. Imagine if she started virtual reality tours of royal estates. That way, anyone could visit castles and learn about important events in history from the comfort of their own homes. She might even be able to make a digital archive that people can connect with and learn more about royal history. People could also ask questions that the royal family would answer live. To improve communication, Catherine could also use AI. For example, she could use AI-assisted platforms to answer texts or make personalized virtual greetings for citizens. She could also create a royal tech incubator to help startups working on global issues like healthcare and climate change. This would bring the Queen even more into the digital age. This would make the government even more of a tech leader, giving it more life, modernity, and forward thinking. 3. Catherine's vision for the crown jewels. Catherine could totally change the crown jewels into a strong sign of progress and sustainability. It's easy to picture her ordering new pieces made from gemstones that were gathered in an ethical way and recycled materials. But the timeless beauty of the royal uniform would still be there. But here's the catch. She could put these reimagined jewels on display in a global exhibition. The money from ticket sales would go to foreign charities that work to support education, clean water, and climate action. To go even further, Catherine could ask well-known designers from around the world to make new versions of old pieces, combining the old with the new. The crown jewels could become a celebration of world unity if these designs were used to show different nations. To make it even easier for people to see, Katherine could make a website with virtual tours so that people could learn about the jewel's history, craftsmanship, and environmentally friendly beginnings. This would not only bring the kingdom up to date, but it would also make its history more open and inspiring to everyone. 2. Her commitment to championing accessibility. Katherine could fully change royal events and spaces into examples of how to include everyone. Imagine that ramps, elevators, and other features that are easy on the senses were added to royal buildings so that they could be used by everyone. What's the twist? Katherine might make it possible for people to attend royal events virtually so they can enjoy the parties from anywhere through live streams or augmented reality. She could also hold a yearly Royal Accessibility Day to show off new designs that are accessible to everyone and announce partnerships with global groups that work on accessibility. This would make the monarchy more important and put it in the lead when it comes to supporting equality. Katherine might also push for sign language interpreters at royal talks and document Braille programs. Her work would break down walls and make sure that everyone feels like they belong. Accessibility was a big part of Katherine's reign, and her work could inspire organizations all over the world to put people first and reflect a diverse society. 1. Katherine's focus on global citizenship. Katherine's rule could change the role of the monarchy in a world where everything is linked, putting more emphasis on world unity and cultural understanding. Imagine if she started programs that encourage people from different countries to work together, like exchange programs where young leaders from different countries work together to solve problems that affect the whole world. She could make a World Citizen Award to recognize people who break down obstacles and bring people together. Katherine's royal tours could turn into missions with a purpose, where she not only meets important people, but also sees grassroots groups working on problems like climate change, education inequality, and healthcare access. Not only would these visits be a show of support, they would also bring attention and resources to important issues. Katherine could hold global meetings every year at royal residences where world leaders, activists, and innovators could share their ideas and agree to put them into action. Live-streamed talks open to the public would make sure that everyone has a chance to shape the future. Katherine could make the monarchy a symbol of progress and unity by promoting global citizenship. She would be remembered as a modern monarch who combined tradition with a forward-thinking approach to global problems. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and click on the next video popping up on your screen for more royal insights.